And I'm assignment manager Mark Liu here at the desk. Got some significant update here to a breaking news story in Pacoima. This is the scene of a barricade that has been going on with a burglary suspect for the better part of 5 hours. Now the house apparently appears to be on fire. Now this is live pictures from SkyCal on Piney Street near San Fernando and Van Nuys Boulevard. SWAT has been out here all morning, but just in the last 10 minutes we have seen smoke rising from the windows of this home. It appears there that multiple rooms of this home may be on fire. Now, moments before that smoke started rising out of this home, we caught video with SkyCal of what appears to be chemical agents being fired into the home. Take a look. This was just about 5 to 6 minutes ago. You could see LAPD SWAT team members firing something into the home. It appears to be some kind of perhaps a chemical agent. They did this not once, not twice, but 3 times. You can see here, this is the second application in a different window of the home. And then finally, a third time here, they fired those rounds into the home. And then it was shortly after that that we saw smoke and what appeared to be dark colored smoke. So the implication that this was perhaps fire, you can see now fire in the window. SWAT team members moving up. They believe that there was one burglary suspect in this home, described as a man in his 30s wearing a black hat, army jacket, and shorts. There were 911 calls from this neighborhood earlier this morning of that man in the backyard of one of these 2 homes here. The homeowner called, LAPD arrived. The air unit saw that man jump the fence and then go into this home. The family in that home at the time ran out, told police there's someone in our home. The homeowner also said, I have firearms in my home. It's unclear if the suspect has access now to them or not, but you can see LAPD SWAT team members now making an aggressive entry into this home. So we're seeing them, they're going to have to break down this door. Now, the one important thing here, the family says there was no one else in the home at the time. So everyone is believed to be out except for that suspect, which LAPD believes is still in there. Now, it's unclear how that fire started in that home, if it was due to that chemical agent that was put in there or if the suspect himself started it. But you can see LAPD now making a very aggressive attempt to get through that security door. Very clear that there is a fire burning inside of this home. Now, there is an issue here, of course, with the LA City Fire Department. If there is an armed suspect in the home, firefighters generally will not be able to approach to put that fire out because it is unsafe. So they are standing back, and SWAT team, you can see now, working ever faster to get that door open as that fire appears to consume the front part of this family's home here. This is becoming sort of a desperate attempt now as they're using every tool at their disposal, basically a large type of crowbar. This is a breaching tool that they use to get inside. Okay, it looks like they are finally now going to get inside. There's another door after that security door, very likely the wooden front door there, and you can see it looks like perhaps maybe a SWAT team member there is using a fire hose to sort of access through that window and get some of the fire, to put some water on that fire. And now, of course, SWAT is going to have to deal with all of the smoke and potentially fire and potentially an armed burglary suspect inside this home. Very dangerous work. You can see here, it does appear that there is smoke coming out now of multiple windows, but now sort of a very dangerous moment here for SWAT as they're going to have to navigate all of the smoke inside of this home, Jamie and Rachel, as they try to find out if that suspect is still in there and what that person's condition is right now.
And just to, Mark, just to reiterate, you said that the family that was inside, they did get out safely, correct?
Yes, that is correct. LAPD has been under the assumption all morning that the only person inside of this home is the burglary suspect. There is no hostage situation. The family apparently all accounted for. They were able to get out. I believe that the 2 buildings on either side, the 2 homes, they've also been evacuated. So there is not a tremendous danger right now, immediate danger to civilians right here. But of course, this home does appear to still be on fire. You can see SWAT teams still behaving as though that suspect may be inside this home and armed, and very difficult sometimes to control those fire hoses if you are not experienced with it. It does appear to be an LAPD officer that is holding that fire hose. Again, because firefighters will not approach this home if there is an armed suspect in there. So this is strictly a law enforcement operation right now as they deal with a very uncertain situation. Visibility extremely poor, possible armed suspect inside the home still on fire. So there's a lot of variables at play here as LAPD tries to take control of the situation.
Well, there's not a lot of control, it seems like, at this point. You see so many officers, even at that other house right now, trying to get a ladder up. Do we know much about this neighborhood or the makeup of, is it mostly residential?
Yeah, this is near San Fernando and Van Nuys. That's the major cross here, just to the southeast of this home. This is on Piney Street. And you can see this home, there's basically two homes that are very similar in nature. They're long rectangular structures, single family homes here. There's really no businesses around. This is a neighborhood of Pacoima right now. LAPD does have the entire home surrounded. They've got officers on all sides. So if the suspect tries to escape out the back, they do have officers there. But the armored Bearcat is on station right outside this home. There are at least 25 SWAT team members in tactical gear that are here right now. And you can see they have their rifles at the ready here at the same time trying to extinguish this fire. And again, Jamie and Richard, we don't know how this fire started. Just moments before, we did see SWAT team members shoot what appeared to be a chemical agent into the home. You can see LA City Fire there on standby. They cannot approach if there is an armed suspect inside. It's simply too dangerous. So it's unclear if that chemical agent perhaps ignited something inside the house, or if the suspect just ignited something inside on their own. We just probably won't know until the after action report is completed. But it looks like the priority right now is getting that fire out.
Mark, they're trying to move, it looks like, different appliances, and now the car was just backing up. It looks like they may be having a tough time getting onto the side of this home.
Yeah, that's right. They are trying to access, get a little more room for officers to work here. Ostensibly, that car probably belongs to the family, and if the family's still on station, they probably gave officers the keys to sort of move that vehicle back a little bit. But you can see there are officers stationed to the rear of the property and on either side. But it looks like the priority right now, rightfully so, is probably to get this fire under control. At the same time, protecting the officers that are using those fire hoses to make sure that suspect doesn't make any sort of dangerous attempt to harm anyone. It's unclear right now if they have eyes on that suspect or not. But you see LAPD officers at the ready at the front door there with their weapons aimed inside. Can't tell right now if they're communicating with anybody in there or not, but it looks like they are trying to get that fire out. There is less smoke coming from the front. There is still smoke coming from the rear. It's unclear if LAPD knows where that suspect is inside that home.
Yeah, it appears right now, at least, the flames that we saw earlier, Mark, are not showing anymore. So there's a lot of smoke at this point.
Oh, they're empty.
Yeah, we saw the officers spray into the home with a lot of the hoses right there. But as far as I saw, maybe if you guys saw differently, let me know. But as far as I saw, Mark, the officers are remaining on the perimeter. They haven't entered, correct?
No, they have.
As far as I saw, Mark, the officers are remaining on the perimeter. They haven't entered, correct?
No, they have not.
Okay.
They have not entered the home at all yet. They are basically. It looks like their goal right now, so to speak, is to get that fire under control, which makes sense. They don't want that to rage through the house. That's going to possibly harm or incapacitate the suspect, destroy the family's property. It could harm law enforcement as well. So their first priority, of course, is to get that fire out along with officer safety. No one wants to get hurt here. But it looks like they've moved away from the front door. It's unclear what exactly is happening there, if someone is actually on the inside. And there it looks like we have someone in custody. It was described as a man wearing shorts. He did have a jacket on and a black hat, but it looks like that very likely is the suspect as he is coming out in handcuffs. Does appear to be moving under his own power, which is good news. Unclear if suffering from any other smoke inhalation or anything else or any burns. Does look like maybe there's a little bit of ash on him. It's unclear, but that very likely is our suspect now in custody by LAPD SWAT, being taken away. Very likely going to be checked out by LA City Fire paramedics and then probably taken to jail at that point.
Well, Mark, based on what you've been saying, you just saw officers enter the home and it looked like firefighters were moving in now with hoses. So I would assume at this point that is in fact the suspect, and now they can kind of get the situation under control at the house. But my heart goes out to these homeowners who have had quite a morning.
Had to be evacuated from their homes.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And again, there was only a report of a single suspect. There's no other suspect that they're looking for as far as we know. So this would be hopefully the conclusion of the law enforcement portion of this incident. Now it's up to LA City firefighters to get in there and mop up any hot spots, make sure that everything else is taken care of inside the home. Thankfully, it looks like the structure is intact. We didn't see any sort of a roof collapse here. We don't know how far the fire spread into the home, if the smoke coming out of those rear windows was because of fire in those rooms, or it could have all just been flames in that front room. We did see active fire there just a few minutes ago. Of course, it has now been put out. But thankfully, this looks like it might be coming to an end here as that suspect is in custody. And as you mentioned, firefighters now moving up to do their work.
Well, there's certainly going to be water damage there as well. Mark, thank you.